Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. Welcome to English grade 6. I'm your English teacher Zia. I hope that you're doing well. Students, after covering unit 5, now we have moved on to unit number 6. Now, the title is Knowing and Staying Safe. We are going to cover the theme of crisis awareness, management, and risk reduction. Our sub-theme of the main lesson is awareness of crisis, accidents, natural calamities, and pandemics. Measures to be taken before, during, and after any natural hazard. So this is about your safety and different measures that we can take to stay safe. I hope that you have read the lesson. If not, you must read the lesson and then we will cover our students' learning outcomes. Now, this is an introductory lecture, so let's begin with a themes overview before we actually introduce all the students' learning outcomes of different competencies. Now, the theme of the lesson is the unit is about earthquake preparedness, taking steps to protect yourself and your loved ones before, during, and after an earthquake. It's about understanding the risks, creating a plan, and practicing emergency procedures. By being prepared, you can significantly reduce the impact of an earthquake and increase your chances of staying safe. So this is in the situation when there's an earthquake, how we can stay safe and how we can provide safety to our loved ones, to our family, so that we can be protected and safe from such natural calamity, natural disaster. Now, this was a quick overview to let you know about the unit, what the unit is about, and what the main lesson is particularly about. Now, let's talk about our lecture number 1, which we will be covering in the very next lecture after this introduction. It says, identify adjectives of quantity, quality, size, shape, color, and origin. Now, students, we know that adjective is a part of speech and it tells us about the quality and different types of things that we need to know about a noun. So in this case, we will be talking about the quantity, the size, quality, shape, color, and origin in the very same order, because when we are handling multiple adjectives, we need to follow a specific order. So this order is very much important when we are using adjectives. So we will see about that, and in the next lecture, we will be talking about two SLOs merged into one lesson. It says, number 1, change and use degrees of regular and irregular adjectives. And next one is change and use the degrees of adjectives, positive, comparative, or superlative and superlative. Now, we know that adjectives can be categorized into regular and irregular, and then we can also see that there are different degrees that you have been learning from previous grades, the positive degree, comparative, and superlative. So this will be particularly about adjectives, which is a part of speech, and we will see that how some adjectives are regular, some of them are irregular, and how we can use the degrees of adjectives, the words that explain and modify and describe our nouns. We can use them in different degrees of positive when we need to compare something and when we need to make the most prominent and important usage of adjective, which is the superlative degree. So we will be talking about that, and in the next lecture, students, lecture number 3, we will talk about the SLO. Use past perfect for a past action or occurring before another past action. For example, I had done my homework before my father reached home. Now, this is about tenses. You'll use past perfect tense for a past action that was done in the past occurring before another past action. So there are two past actions, but one is coming up before and the one is coming later on or after. So how do you handle these words and this sentence. We will talk about it in this lesson. It's very much important. And next one, we will be talking about using a thesaurus to locate synonyms or antonyms. Now, we know that words have different categories, different types. There are a lot of different words in the English language. We will be using a thesaurus, which is like a dictionary, but it tells us about the similar words and the opposite words. So we will be seeing a thesaurus to locate the synonyms and antonyms. We will introduce these terminologies to you, and then we can see that how we can learn the most and the maximum synonyms and antonyms of English. Now, in the next lecture, number 5A, we will deal with two SLOs. Number 1, read and view a variety of reading age appropriate and high interest books and texts from print and non-print sources, information reports and texts. For example, reports, fact sheets, etc. So we will be reading different kind of texts and texts that have information, reports, and different texts like these. And next one, we will be using knowledge of previously learned rules of silent letters in tricky words and learn to read new words. So one is about reading high interest different books and to get information, and the next SLO which we merged over here is about also about reading, but it's reading the silent letters. You know that in English there are words, there are some sounds that are the words that are silent when we pronounce them. So we will see that how when we are coming to new words which we have not heard or read before, how we can deal with them in case of silent letters. Now, for lecture number 5B, we will cover the SLO. Identify any silent letters, suffixes, and prefixes in the word to facilitate reading. Now again, we will be talking about the silent letters when they are coming in the suffixes and prefixes. So silent letters and affixes, we will combine that and we can see that how we can actually read the silent letters efficiently and correctly. Now in the lecture 5C, we will be talking about distinguishing between fact and opinion. This is related to your reading. When we are reading, we come across different texts and different kind of information. We will identify which one is a fact, which is true, and which one is an opinion. Now, let's talk about this lecture. Now, the next lecture, lecture 6A, here again, we'll cover this SLO. It says, adopt rhetorical patterns in one's own speech. For example, by providing facts like the earth revolves around the sun, which is a fact, and opinions like I think it will rain today, and descriptions, it's a sunny morning, etc. So descriptions, opinions, and facts. This is what we will be covering in this lesson. And in the next lecture, lecture 6B, again we will talk about opinions and specifically writing opinion pieces on topics or texts supporting a point of view with reasons and information. So we will see that how we can write effective and good opinion pieces. Then another SLO, write short texts in speech bubbles and cartoon strips using vocabulary, tone, style of expression. So this is all about writing. We will see that how we can write opinions and all the things mentioned over here. Now, these are all the students' learning outcomes that we will be covering, students. Thank you for listening to this introductory lecture. This will get you started with all the upcoming students' learning outcomes. I'll see you on the other side with lecture number 1. Take care of yourselves. Be prepared for the lecture series. Allah Hafiz.